Hey guys! Welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name's Liz and this is Let's Get Lizical, where we do everything card making. Today I'm going to be doing a bit of a different video and I'm going to show you how I plan my cards. So you guys are going to plan a card with me for next Tuesday's upload, which I have decided to start a new card series. I'm going to be using products that I bought a long time ago and haven't used yet in this series, so it's kind of a use it or lose it kind of thing. And today we are going to plan the card for that. I'm not going to show you the card today, obviously, because the video is going to come out on Tuesday, but for now we're just going to plan it out. So what I do to plan my cards is I have this sketchbook from the dollar store. I think it was like $3.50, $4 or something like that. And I just do little sketches in here. Just quick and easy. I also jot down all my ideas. So this is my barn 3D box card. I was thinking about doing some slats and stuff, but that was too much. And you could easily do that with just like some strips of paper. Normally I use this template just to like trace around it, just so I have the same box all the time. And I think it's 2 3/4 by 4. So I like proportionately scaled down a card. It doesn't really matter how you do it, but normally I just do that and then I'll just trace around it a couple times depending on the card. If I'm gonna do a landscape one, I turn it around. If I'm gonna do a square card, I usually like trace part of this and then I'll turn it around to do the bottom line, and then you have a square. And then usually I just pick a stamp set. So next week we're going to be working with this one. And this is the vitamin C that Simon Said Stamp come out with, I think last year. And I haven't used it yet, 2023. I haven't used it yet, but I've been dying to use it. I absolutely love these like cute little mermaids. There's a lot of like scene building stuff in here. So there's like rocks and coral and grass and whatnot. There's one that's above the water. And you also get a little boy merman, and then like all these little like girls. There's different hairstyles. There's cute little seahorses. And clownfish, there's bubbles, there's just like a lot in the set. So I wanted to use this for quite a while. Just been sitting on my shelf. Originally I was gonna use up some paper. I might still do this card later, but probably not for now. But I had a paper pack from Michael's and it was, I think, a nautical theme kind of stuff. But this one had said mermaids have the most fun, so I kind of wanted to add this to the card. I might end up cutting this banner down a little bit, but I wanted to add like cute little mermaids around it, and then I kind of did coordinating envelope with some other paper from the pack. So I'll probably do that at a different time. And looks like I had a slimline one potentially planned as well, just to do like a full scene. I just had another idea for this card, so I think we'll sketch that one out. And okay, so this is like the smaller version. If you want, if you have like an 8.5 by 11-inch paper pack, which I believe this is not, okay, 7.5 by 10 and 5/8. Okay, so if you have like a full sheet of paper or like a sketchbook that accommodates for the same size, you can just like draw a line both ways, and then you'll have your 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch cards, and you can put 4 designs on them. I did that with the last sketchbook I had, but if you're doing it here, this is a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch template that I made the other day. If you wanted to use this, and I'll just move this out of the way. And then this one, you could still fit 2 on the sheet. So you would just trace this. And it doesn't matter if you get pencil marks all over it. And then you could do another one down here. And then if you want, you can stamp out your images. So you could, I'll just show you really quickly. This is how I also used to do it in my other sketchbook. I would like do mock stamping, and you don't need to do any masking or anything because it's just a plan. But the only thing is you're going through more ink. You have to have your stamp set for layout. But like if that's what you're more comfortable with, then that's fine. So maybe I would do like a little rock here. Again, doesn't matter if it's perfect or not. And then maybe I sit this little mermaid on the side. And then maybe you would mask that off or cut them out with coordinating dies or die cutting machine or whatever. And then maybe we just add a sentiment if you want to keep it simple. So I would maybe, you could either stamp it out or, so maybe I want to use this wishing you an amazing birthday. I would just, here, sentiment, and then just write sentiment. And then that would be it. And then maybe I would just like ink blend some color behind her, just a little bit, and like leave the rest of this white. You guys know I like that type of style anyway. And then you could just write notes on here, ink blend. That's why I kind of like working with the smaller bits, because I can write a list of notes down the sides. So I actually just realized that the card I did last week, 3-panel frame, I'd actually meant to do another frame. I used a different one in the video, but this one looks like I was going to use the diagonal one, which I didn't use, but I could use this layout for another card. So I say 3-panel frame, black frame with on white card base, ink blend ombre into each section. So it literally did none of that. And then I had this second option where I did do this frame opposite with this stamp set, but I had it planned out with party balloons and presents and stuff. I need to do some present cut files for that, but I have the party balloons from another set, and then you just put HBD for happy birthday. So that's like another card design I could use. This one's for a future video potentially, so we're gonna do. This is for my Get Creepin' on Halloween. I did it a little bit differently again. So like these are sketch ideas that I have, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I use them exactly as is. So this one we ended up actually using different eyes on the pumpkin. I ended up orientating it landscape, and we made our own pattern paper background. I didn't even use the sentiment, but again, like doing it small, I just kind of quickly sketch out the idea. Sometimes I just put circles. Like this is the Valentine's Day card I made with the food couples on it. So this is what I did in the end. But like I just like literally have circles and just say food couples using CC design stamps, which is exactly what I did. And then same with my last Creepin' on Halloween, and then my Yeti stamps. So again, like I just use circles and ovals or whatever, just for this would be like a sentiment, little images, whatever. But doing it this way with the smaller template is not as accurate as doing it like stamping it out. This will actually give you full size. Whereas doing this again is a guesstimate. Like this pumpkin one would not work this way because this pumpkin is fairly large. Like a lot larger than this. It might take up like this much of the card actually and just be like in this area instead. So they're just quick ideas that I do. I have a ton of them that I've done. I have sketches in here for future cut files. I just keep all my ideas in this sketchbook. And then I have a separate planner that I use for doing my ideas. So I have my videos planned out for the full year. I will probably add here and there depending on what's going on. And especially since I'll be starting this new series where I'm using up stamp sets. So I want to incorporate those as bonus videos and not necessarily as my regular Friday uploads. But yeah, so this is actually a really cute idea, so I might do this one. But I had another idea in mind. I'm gonna do 2 options, and I'll just erase that bottom line. So I was just like going through my Pinterest and saw a bunch of ideas. This also doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need a template. I use it because I think it's a bit neater, but you could just draw a box. And I was thinking about maybe doing an ink blended oval. And then maybe we could put this like coral image down at the bottom with the rock, and then we'll put the 2 girls up the top here, and then this would be ink blended. So I would make notes. So I'm using the vitamin C stamp set, and we're going to use the 2 girls together, and then the smaller coral. And then maybe we can add a sentiment to it, or we could just leave it. So maybe I would add a sentiment off to the side here. And then we go sentiment. An ocean full. You don't have to write the whole thing. ... And then maybe I do that black with white heat embossing. Okay, and then that would be like my notes for this card. Again, very like simple images and just general ideas. This one, I would probably build this up on the card base. I wouldn't worry about putting a mat and just leave this all white. Or you could use maybe a lighter blue card base. Do a darker blue panel with distress inks or something that gives you a bit more texture. Or you could ink splatter, whatever works for you. And then the other option I was thinking about was doing, instead of the oval, we would do like an arch shape. It gives a little bit more ground space, but maybe we do the same layout, or we can put maybe the rock here. So you can even like rock image, make notes this way, and then maybe the little boy sitting on top. Boy. And then since this would be like out of water, you would maybe blend this as a, so we're light blue arch shape with clouds, maybe cloud stencil. And then for the sentiment, we could still put the ocean full of birthday wishes, and then we would put that maybe here. Sentiment. An ocean, ... And then maybe I would stamp directly on background. And then again, you could do like a colored card base or a white card base. This one I would probably definitely do a white card base, so I might write that down as well. It might also look cute with like a craft color, like the Nina Desert Storm version. Maybe not the more brown version that Michaels has. You do use both depending on the situation and the type of card that I'm doing. Usually I use the Michaels Recollections craft cardstock for more Christmassy cards where you use more of those like red tones or like the lumberjack kind of patterns. And then for the Desert Storm, I usually use it just for more neutral cards because it is more of like a sandy color, I guess. So yeah, it just depends on the situation. But I think these are, all three of these are actually like really cute card designs, so I might just have to play around with this set for an afternoon and just make a bunch of cards for this. But I think because this one's super simple, I'll probably just do this one off camera, but you'll see one of these options next week. And there's other stuff in here that you'll probably also see throughout the year. But yeah, so thank you for joining me for today, guys, for my Plan With Me episode. If you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments. If you'd like to see maybe another video of this, planning different types of cards, maybe we do slimline ones later, maybe more sceneries. I don't do a ton of scenery cards, but I do have a few in mind for later in the year. So maybe once in a while I'll just do a Plan With Me video so you can see what's coming up next. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I'd love to have you here. And until next time, thanks guys. Bye.